coming up on today's episode.
Good Friday morning to you all, YouTube. It is me here at the chair in the living room on the computer. 11:22 on this Friday morning. As you can see, I have already been out, cleaned the car off from all the snow we got in the last several days, and went to the post office to drop off a package for our business. And I am back in the warm again. What I'm here for today is, I don't think I really said too much about this, what I was buying, but I may have mentioned it. But we'll go over just real quick again. This is what I bought the other day. It's been here, I don't know, a week or so. Dlink NAS 321, and it's obviously, it says 2-bay network storage drive enclosure. That's exactly what it is. If we look at some pictures here, that's what the unit itself looks like. And if we look at the back of it, or actually that is the front with the cover removed, your hard drives slide in there and they connect up here in the back. The interface is back there. And then you put the cover back on and it holds them in there, and there are spring tensioned clips on there, and it holds it all in, and everything is hunky-dory. So the big deal is that I did not know exactly how to do this, but I figured it would be fairly easy. I mean, I've had my HP with the 3 terabyte in it running with FreeNAS for quite a while, and as you know, I recently updated that with the new CMOS battery and Open Media Vault for the software. And it's been performing flawlessly. And so that's one of the reasons I want this. I thought, well, that would be an easy way to add storage. Just slide in a hard drive and bang, boom, you're on your way. But it did not turn out to be quite that easy. I basically worked on it. I asked questions on forums, on the first I was going to try the Dlink forum, but it wasn't. It was down. I don't know, for any of you guys that didn't know, Dlink went out of business, and so they do have a forum up, and still most of their support stuff is up, but it was down that day, and I couldn't get on it. And so ended up, what I did was to take an alternate firmware called Alt F. That's the original name. And put that on it, and I eventually got to where I could see the drive. I had a 1 terabyte drive in it just for testing, and I just wanted to basically get it working. Then I could either buy a newer or bigger hard drive or whatever. But like I said, that's the deal I went with on that, and finally I did get it working yesterday. It's been a while. But with the help of, like I said, forum members on the MX Linux forum, I had got it working, and this is the result of that. There you can see, if you look at the address, that's my place where I mount my drives, my remote drives, and it came up as 1 terabyte, which you can see it right there. And this is the stuff I have been putting on it. I am backing up, or I was backing up, the raw video from my Elements drive. That's where I keep the raw video. And I had a year's worth of data on there, and I thought, well, I'll back up the first 6 months, and then I'm going to start backing it up every month. I'll just move, a month's worth back up here, and you can see here's the folders that I have, sitting there. That's basically, if you can see what the free space is, that's basically half the drive filled up with just the raw footage from 6 months. So the way I figure it, the next 6 months should just about fill that drive up. But again, that really wasn't my goal, to use this drive as storage. I wanted to get something larger than that, and to that purpose, I have found, or actually Bob found, I should say, an 8 terabyte drive on Amazon. It's very similar to the one I bought, the 10 terabyte. It's a factory refurbished or Amazon refurbished, guaranteed for 5 years, and I figure those are pretty safe. I think it was $70 something. I remember, I don't remember exactly the price, but I'm waiting until I get my next little treasure. You guys, I know you think I went off the deep end, but I haven't yet, because this is my next treasure coming. Now this was coming out of Georgia, and it had some exceptions because of the weather, but it finally made it to Indianapolis yesterday. And I thought maybe it would be here today, because it left Indianapolis, and usually when it leaves Indianapolis, either it goes on a wild goose chase or it comes down south to Columbus or Seymour, depending on how the truck runs. So, but like I said, this is basically the same thing. Now this is a little updated as far as the hardware. I think the CPU in this is at least twice as fast as the one in the D-Link, and I think this one will handle up to just out of the factory 8 gigabytes, I believe, or I'm sorry, 8 terabytes drives in each bay. So I'm gonna test this one, because I'm gonna tell you the D-Link D-Link is slow. Real slow. Those files that, well, you see that was half of a terabyte that I uploaded to that D-Link, but it took I'm going to say most of yesterday and some of this morning to get that all done. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to do just a monthly update, and that way it wouldn't take so long. I could, in the morning when I get up, start the update, and then probably by noon it would be done. So I wasn't worried. Speed was not my concern on that, and neither is on this, but I think this one's going to be a good bit faster than that one, I hope. So, that one will, I'm also hoping that I don't have near as much problem getting this hooked up to my Linux as I did with the D-Link. Now, the D-Link actually was easier to hook up with Windows than it was with Linux, which is kind of surprising to me, because usually Windows is really finicky on network stuff. But I was really surprised. I had it done, hooked up to Windows day before yesterday, I believe, and then it took me yesterday to get it, before it was recognized in Linux. So, like I said, but it is done now, and it's working, and I know a lot more about things like this than I did. And so, Bob posed a question to me, which was a reasonable question. Why are you buying these things? And the short answer is I want to play around with them. And you guys know me from my videos. I do what I want. And so as such, I thought, well, the D-Link would have been fine if it wasn't so slow. But again, if you use it right, it comes in handy, and it's the way it's working. It is coming in handy. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. But so anywho, what I'm thinking about for the D-Link is basically adding another terabyte drive to it, and that would give me basically 2 years worth of backup for those raw video folders, and then I can just take and one at a time delete the oldest year. So that would give me basically a year, 2 years left on the 2 years storage, I should say, on my old raw footage. Now, after 2 years, I think it's pretty reasonable to assume I'm not going to be using that footage anymore. So, like I said, it would actually work out for what I want with another terabyte drive in there, and I've got terabyte drives laying around here somewhere, I know. So, again, like I said, that's what I'm thinking. Also, what I'm thinking about, and this has nothing to do with this one, but I'm thinking about taking the HP, which I just worked on here recently, and if we see, there's our 3 terabyte, there's it. I'm thinking about adding another hard drive to it. Now, I had considered putting in the 10 terabyte from this computer in that, But I think what I'm going to do instead is buy one of those 8 terabyte drives and install it into the HP for additional storage. Now I don't know what I'm going to put on there. I'm trying to work out this storage problem in a kind of timely and reasonable fashion, where it's going to make more sense when I get it to where I want it, if that makes any sense. But like I said, this free NAS explained here, that was kind of funny. That's something I made the other day. I've made these videos now to explain this. I don't know how many times, but this one's actually no good anymore, so I'm going to get rid of that. We don't need that. So, like I said, these videos that I made to explain, I make a lot of videos. You guys don't see all the videos that I make. I make a lot of them, and then I decide, well, that's not what I wanted, and I'll make another one, and that's the way I work it. But so, like I said, if I do that, I think obviously the HP server is much faster. I did a little comparison for Bob, and it was just amazing at how much difference there was trying to back up a file to the Dlink compared to the one to the HP. The HP was instant, and the Dlink, the progress bar went, like that, and it kind of finally. It took, probably 4 or 5 times as long to do on the Dlink than it did on the HP. And like I said, to me it was instant on the HP. I just said, copied it over there, and it was done. There was no progress bar or anything. It just, boom, it was there. So, like I said, it's so much faster because of the hardware. And I didn't realize that hardware made that much difference, because I've always used, I won't say new hardware, but newer hardware for stuff like that. So that Dlink is just antiquated. It's basically from the early 2000s. And obviously, I think I read somewhere was the processor was less than 500 megahertz, and obviously that had a lot to do with it. So RAM was 250 megabytes. It was something ridiculous. There was like nothing on it. Now the Buffalo, like I said, I know it's twice as fast as that one, and I think it's got 3 or 4 times the RAM that one had. So it should be faster, and it's also a newer technology. I mean, with the Dlink, that was one of the first ones I saw that came out for a NAS box like that. So I'm sure, and I say first SATA drives, I should say. They had them back in the IDE days. I was telling Bob I used to mess with them back then. I've got one out in the garage right now that I can bring in and show you, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want to go out there in the garage. So. Anywho, that's a little update for me on this new year. I don't, like I said, I thought I would show you what I've been up to and what I'm doing here, and waiting for some more snow. Actually, I think if we take a look at that, I think it's here, but it's not. There's nothing coming down outside, we'll put it that way. And if you take a look, I don't know why there's a square missing, but there is a square missing. Oh, there it goes away. So you can see here's Seymour right here, and now I assume this blue spot down here, or darker blue, will be a heavier snow. And again, you can look outside. I went out to the post office, and I never saw one speck of snow. So obviously, until that blue section gets there, the darker blue, I guess there won't be anything visible on the outside. Like I said, it was bad enough as it was digging out from the last snow we got, so I'm hoping there's not no more. I'm planning on going to Subway this evening and getting me a sandwich. So, you hear that snow? I want to go back out. All right, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.